Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 92 of the Stockinit Zombies.
Well, that's different.
Well, I had been saying it, and then it didn't make any sense, and then I just fell back into old habits and said it again. Because you already said Stockinit Zombies. And I just added. Anyway, how are things with you?
Good.
Have like a not really funny story to tell, but kind of like one of those mommy moments. My daughter fell down while she was biking like 2 weeks ago. It'll be 2 weeks on Saturday, and like bumped her arm. I think when she fell down, she extended and it went up a little bit. And there for a while, like that Saturday, we thought maybe we were gonna have to take her to the ER. She was kind of holding it to her chest and like, Mom, I can't really, whatever. And then we went to the playground and she was doing like the across the playground thing, so we were like, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. She was just being a little over dramatic. Well, 2 days ago, so like 10 days after it happened, she comes up to me and she's like, well, Mom, the teacher was kind of concerned at school, and I was too, like everybody else in the class can go like this. And I was like, okay. And except she's going like this, right? Like, oh, I can't touch my shoulder with this hand, like backwards, like, I'm like, that's not right. Like, Mom's like freaking out a little bit. I'm like, have I let something go and they're gonna have to like re-break the bone, and you know, like brain is going, but no, it's just like a sore, a sprained elbow, basically.
Okay. Yeah. So like, yeah, I guess that's true. Whenever you're hurt, you just can't.
It's swollen and it hurts a little bit, because I did kind of like, while I was drying her off, try to push it towards her a little bit to see if she was pretending to not be able to touch her shoulder, and she went, ow, you know, like it wasn't my express purpose wasn't to do it. I was kind of doing it on the slide. So yeah, we found out today. She got x-rays. All is well. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Something that you never thought was going to freak you out in your whole life. Your daughter going like, Mom, I can't touch my shoulder. What the fuck? I thought we're going to, knock on wood, have our first arm breakage story.
Yeah, not much going on at our house, although I did buy Trivial Pursuit Family Edition, and we've been having fun with that one. My son reads the questions, and there's adult questions and kid questions. So some of the kid questions are like, one was about Hannah Montana. We didn't know how to answer that one. And but you know, SpongeBob questions, and that's in the arts and entertainment category. There's plenty of really, like, if they seemed really complex, there was 3 choices, or it was a true or false question. So seems pretty well designed. I remember enjoying that very much when I was a kid, and he seems to have picked up on the same, like, I like Trivial Pursuit. So
sorry, I wasn't like rudely checking my phone. I was referencing my pattern.
Okay.
So administrati.
Yeah.
We got a lot. I was going to briefly mention that my blurred lines pattern is now available on Ravelry. I had a few people ask me over different venues, and so I am letting people know over different venues. It has the OMG heel, which currently is only toe up, but I'm looking at possibly trying it top down and then making sure that it doesn't feel funny on the foot and whatever. So reversing it, obviously, not just having the heel be upside down. What else have we got going on? We got birthday kits going up for sale this Friday. I was going to look at the web page and make sure that I said everything just so. The birthday kits will include a bag, a skein of yarn, 2 patterns for that yarn, and other surprises. They will be $40 and $5 domestic shipping, with a $25 minimum of international. So yes, the pre-order is Friday, 8/16. That's this Friday, folks, at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time, and Saturday, 8/17, August 17th, I'm not doing well with the substitution of letters and months. At 1 p.m. Central Daylight Savings Time. They are shipping mid to late October with a November KAL, and that money will be due up front.
Yeah. So if you live in the United States, you are paying $45 for the kit, and it will arrive to you in October. And international, it's 40 plus
25 minimum.
25 minimum.
So if we go to the post office and it is more than that 25 to ship it to you, we will be billing you later for that amount.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. International people are very brave. I get kind of scared when I order international anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
I have
anticipation.
I have horrible shipping karma, and I don't know why, because I send out a lot of stuff. But if anything is coming from over the ocean, I might as well just add a couple of months to how long it's going to come to me. Over the standard, not just 2 months in general, just over, it takes 3 weeks for you to get stuff from New Zealand. Okay, I'll say 2 months and 3 weeks. Because it's just, I have horrific luck with shipping things. What else? Administrati. Yeah, so those are just once a year, and we've got 100 kits, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if you're interested, please jump all the line. We enjoy ourselves a great deal, and then for future reference, we will be speaking about them at the end of the show, probably.
Yes.
Similar to if we've got any updates.
Yes, if there are any updates concerning that stuff, it will be done at the end of the episode. So.
Yep. Just in case you were interested in getting one and you want to skip that part because you didn't. What else? I had a fantastic time at Stitches. You'll hear more about it when I talk about the purchases, all the purchases. But it was wonderful meeting anybody and everybody that I met. I met people that I wasn't planning on meeting. I met people that I was planning on meeting, and met some, just some really great people. Everybody in general was really great.
Awesome.
I had sort of a sore throat yesterday and today, and or Monday and yesterday and today, and getting over it. I don't know if it was overuse or if it's like fall allergies. Maybe I'm just like snoring at night or something. I don't know. Or maybe I just hugged one too many people. Don't know. Came home with something. Yep. Any FOs? Any more administration? Sorry, I skipped right into the FOs. We are FO-less. We are. We have no FOs today.
I was working really diligently to get this done. So if we're both done, I'll go into my whips then.
You dive right in, sister friend.
Okay. I have my windswept. And it has a 3/4 length sleeve done. And then almost done 3/4 length sleeve.
That looks dangerously close.
Yes. So there will be an FO next week, maybe at the end of the podcast. I don't work that fast, so we'll go with next week.
You're only going to work on it on the podcast now?
No.
Oh.
No, I just meant that I could
by the end of this one. I thought you were saying next week at the end, and I'm like, I thought you said you were dangerously close.
No, I just meant that, there's only one more set of decreases, I think, and then I do the cuff. So, but I don't think I'm that fast.
Depends on how much I talk or how much.
This is true. You have a lot of enabling.
You could just knit away and be like, and I just finished.
So this is this FO. I should probably bring my folded on.
Eventually. It'll be like and now because you really want to see it, we will show you the FO. Yes.
Yeah. And then
you could wear it.
Yeah, that's true. When the weather changes again to get a little bit colder. It's already weirdly cold.
It's just kind of weirdly cold. I agree. It feels like fall.
It seriously feels like fall. And then I started working on my Desert Vista Dye Works pinstripe socks again, so that I could have a pair of socks. And this has been really fun bus knitting. I think everything else is just getting too big for the bus. So this has been zoom, and I can get a couple stripes done a day just on the bus. So I think my next, like tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow, I should be ready for the heel. Yay! Or the heel flap, I should say. Not the heel, but... And then I will be obsessive until they're off the needle. And then let me see what else I got. Lots of secret stuff, darn it. Okay, I haven't worked on anything else but this. So this is my only other active whip. It is the blurred lines. She's already dancing.
I could have talked about it that here instead of in Minestrone.
Blurred lines.
You know you want it.
So I've done the OMG heel, and you said it's on, no, one needle
mock gusset.
Mock gusset.
It's a pretend gusset. It's not really, yeah.
So, I just wanted to reiterate that I don't like short row heels, and I don't like afterthought heels. I like them even less than short row heels. Let's put it that way. They're pretty much...
If you're ranking heels. You know.
Yeah. And then this one is satisfactory. I'm sorry, I don't want to...
I gotta see. I gotta see in heels.
You know, I'm just such a gusset fanatic, and I haven't actually worn these yet.
Yep.
But when I put it on, it doesn't feel like the hate that is involved with putting on an afterthought heel.
Well, that's good.
It feels like it's hugging everything the right way, and it's not. I don't have to force it on. It's actually coming on nice, and
don't force it.
Yeah.
Woo! Ayo.
Yeah, ayo.
Ayo. I'm glad. I really like the way they fit, and most of the people that I've knit them knit them for and thrust the heel upon, like, here, you can have these gift socks, and oh, by the way, it's with my
new
heel, have enjoyed it. So, I mean, sometimes you are the person that loves something because you are the designer, like you love it because it was your own brainchild, but I truly do like the way they fit.
Yeah, I don't have a full sock. I don't have a pair, so I can't test it throughout the day.
She doesn't have a pair.
I don't. So I don't, right? You didn't make those one socks you made for me. You don't have the OMG heel on them.
I don't think. No, those were top down. Those were PA.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't have a pair. And yeah, these, I don't know. I'm enjoying them.
Awesome. And you said you like the stitch pattern?
Yes.
If I'm patting myself on the back.
Yes. It's easy to remember, simple, and looks really cool.
Yep.
So not much more you can ask for.
Mm-hmm. In a self-striping sock.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I really like how quick the heel seemed to go. Mm-hmm. That was very nice. Because sometimes when you do a traditional gusset, you're just doing those increases or decreases so long before you get done with the heel. And this is, since it's on the one needle, you're going back and forth for a while, and then all of a sudden, okay, we're back into the round.
Go gadget heel.
So yeah, it might be my favorite toe up until you write a new one.
Okay.
For top down.
Okay. You can use that there as well.
Yeah. But yeah, top down, I like heel flap very much so.
It would still disrupt your stripes though, because you would have more stitches around when you were working the
gusset part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
In the top down. Sorry,
I understand that it's not perfection when I use my gusset.
For a
the afterthought heels that I have done for self-striping, so that it didn't interrupt, that they're not my favorite wearing socks. They're not comfortable. Like, they're fine. They work. I'm not going to throw them out. I'm not going to not wear them. they're just not my favorites. They're not my go-to socks that I go to every time I want cozy pair.
What else you working on?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, that's active. Like,
Okay.
since last week, I haven't worked on my Julissa or my Morgan.
Okay.
They've been sitting in their bags and behaving while I work on this and now those, and I don't think that I've gotten any further on them, at least nothing that you would notice. I have been spinning, and so that's probably where the extra time went.
Oh, I wasn't accounting for your time. I was just, that was a precariously small number of whips out of you,
I know.
young lady.
Active whips, active.
Okay. I was in an awkward place with all of my knits when I was heading to Stitches. So I very quickly realized that, hey, I'm ready for a pocket, and hey, I'm knitting a lacy lacy mink shawl that I won't be able to sit there and actually knit on. So I grabbed the only skeins of self-striping yarn that I own that are already skeined up and were accessible to me at the time were my Vesper. So I have Vesper, which I proclaimed that I wasn't going to use for socks because they are 100% merino and they're a very light fingering. But I grabbed my zeros and I upped the size to 72 stitches. They do kind of feel like they could stand on their own. They are very dense. I haven't measured my stitches per inch, but they are more than 8 stitches per inch here. And so I just knit away. After I got done with the toe, I was going to try to put some patterning in, and then I just realized it would be more indicative to talking and whatever if I just was knitting. So this is the Winter's Passing colorway of Vesper. I've had trouble with Vesper because my feet are the bar by which all socks should be measured, in my opinion. I'm really tough on socks. And so I've gotten holes in mine because I think they were knit on ones, and the fabric, what the gauge just wasn't such that the socks would be long wearing, and especially since it's 100% merino and no nylon. So I'm giving this a go. I figured, bulletproof. Make them as dense as I can, and then if I get holes, then I know that I really shouldn't be using this for socks for my feet.
Yeah, that's a good test. She'll just
my last hurrah at using 100% merino.
Yeah, so you put your soccer feet inside the sock, and then you walk around on your carpet and your hardwood floors, and then your carpet again, and then you do that for an entire week. And that's how hard she is on her socks.
That's how my socks are worn. And yeah, I would show you my gross feet, but they've got soccer stepped on.
I think that soccer feet should be a good enough explanation for people who play soccer.
Yep. Or people that know people that play soccer. Yeah. If your sons play soccer or your daughters play soccer and you've seen their feet, that's a pretty good explanation of what my feet are like.
You know, I've heard dancer feet are pretty tough too.
Yeah, could ask like Stephen West. I don't know if his socks were. Okay, so there's that. I'm very much prolonging the enjoyment on my mink. This is the Botany out of Handmade in the UK. Everybody that I was KIing with has long since finished. I probably do maybe a row or two a day.
Okay.
Just kind of like making this leisurely, very anti-Megan, not just running it, just going, I'll add a row here, but it's so soft and nice. Soft and nice. So yeah, nothing overly exciting. I think I'm to the point now where these little motifs are going to start decreasing, and then the points in between them are going to start increasing. Rut-row raggy.
Blew past another decrease. Per usual when knitting on the podcast.
This is Grinning Gargoyles 100% mink. I found some 100% musk ox, And if the price tag had not been staring at me as I was feeling it, it may have come home with me. But that stuff's expensive, yo. The teeniest imaginable ball of yarn was like 70 or 80 bucks. It was like, and then they have like stoles and sweaters knit out of it, and I was like, that has to be like a $400 sweater. But oh, it would be a luxurious $400 sweater. But yes.
Warm too.
Oh, for sure.
Jeez.
For sure. Those musk ox probably don't get cold.
Yeah. I have some muskox yarn that is not the softest, and I think it's because of the dye treatment it got. It wasn't a natural. It was dyed. And I've been told several times that I just need to make it into something and then wash it a couple times, and then I will fall in love with it. And I'm like, well, that's fine, but it's still muskox, and it's sitting in a like pettable place, and it's not getting knit anytime soon.
I got my pockets after stitches. I came home and worked on getting it to where I had knit the pocket linings and down to the bottom, and then I added the pocket edgings. I did not do the pocket edgings as per pattern. The pattern calls for them at the end. I wanted to make sure that I could just shorten the sleeves, which Carla was making fun of me. It's just, why don't you ever buy enough yarn for sleeves? Because it seems like I do.
I like playing yarn chicken. I'm sorry, I do. It's a thrill.
So I did these first in the hopes that I've got plenty. Don't get me wrong. I've got this the darker skein that I started off on the collar and did the pocket edgings with, and then a majority of this skein and a whole nother skein. I think I'm gonna have enough for sleeves. I'm pretty darn sure I'm gonna have enough for sleeves.
But you get hot, so they need to be judgeable.
Yes. My sleeves are either comically long or 3/4. There is no in between. But anyway, I did these applied. They had you just knit them and then sew them in place. And I am a very, what would you say, not like fuzzy person. I wanted to know like, 1 stitch per row or 2 stitches per row. So I just picked up the number of stitches that they called for, numbers of rows divided by 2 on, and then worked it up on this left one, and then realized the way that they had written the pattern, you just did the exact same and sewed it on the different direction on this side. So I had to reverse engineer the pocket so that, am I just too particular? Because I would have noticed that the stockinette B's were going the opposite direction on the 2 pockets. I mean, they're going the right direction now, but if you knit them the exact same and you sewed this one on this way instead of this way, the B's would have been going a different direction. I mean, it wouldn't have been completely noticeable, but anyway. So I reverse engineered it so that the B's would be going the right direction. Basically, it entailed taking the little stockinette side and putting it on the other side, which entailed doing my little applied edging on that side as well. And then also the I-cord had to be reversed, which side you were doing it on. Anyway, all this is to say I've got some very lovely matching pocket lining or pocket decorative edgings here, and I need to sew those on and get to going on my sleeves. Got to get that done by the end of August. So, and August is getting away from me.
Yes.
And then I've got secret knitting as well. Secret knitting coming out my ears. So.
Oh yeah, that might be part of my the other part of my issue.
Lack of throughput.
Yes, I have been knitting and re-knitting for our birthday kits.
Yep. Yes. I have a tale of woe that I cannot yet tell, but I just silently suffer.
She has to silently suffer and then suffer some more and then suffer some more. You've got a lot of suffering ahead of you, and I have a feeling.
All right, those are the whips. Do you have any FOs? Are you done over there yet?
No.
Or not FOs. Do you have any purchases? I was looking at you thinking, it's almost done.
I do not have purchases, but I have.
Did a wonderful friend of yours buy you something?
I did. You know, and I just remembered that I did have a purchase arrive, that I had the spinning thing. Bad me. I bought some poonies, and they came, and they're beautiful, but I had to rescue them / put them up so that nobody would mess with them. Cats, kids, whatever.
I bet they would make excellent swords.
Yeah, well, you know, kind of
poke somebody with your poonie.
It'd be kind of a soft, squishy boop.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, it could be kind of like you were applying something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, they're lovely and wonderful, and they have me looking at different spindles online. Because I'm like, I don't know if I want to put these on my wheel. It seems like an awful lot of work to have this compact, wonderful little thing and just throw it on my wheel. You know, like my wheel is such a quick process, and these are only a few ounces of them, and I don't know, there's a lot of work into them, so I feel like I need to put just as much work into them when I spin them. Or, I don't know.
Are you trying to prolong the enjoyment?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking at drop spindles online just to see if there's one that catches my eye. The traditional ones aren't. I don't know. I've done some spinning on them, but they're not my favorite. So I'm just kind of seeing, like, watching videos of different kinds and which one I might want to get, and eyeballing those Turkish ones that are kind of smaller and compact, because then you can spin like lace weight and have it be very portable. Anyway. La 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 la. I didn't bring them for you to see, so that's enough talking about things you can't see.
Imaginary poonies.
Yeah, they will come with the folded when it comes.
It'll be Imaginary Day on the podcast.
It's probably when the new spindle comes, I'll bring everything, and I'll be like, this is my new spinning kit I bought for myself. Okay. I had a lovely friend bring home another Crafty Girl besties. So I really like these colorways. I've seen Galaxy before, but I don't think that I've seen I'm Not a Moron. So I like the way that they are together, and I want to think of a project. Maybe a sockhead hat.
Yep. She also had as sport weight, isn't it? Socks.
These are sock.
Yep. And she also had them as toys. Which was very cute. I think there was an owl. Who's the really wide owl? Can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah, it's a Rebecca Danger pattern.
She had him knit up as well.
I don't know. I mean, I like my owl puff, but my other favorite, like, larger owl is the Lucy owl.
I wonder why.
Yeah, go figure. It's got the best name in the world.
Best name, a buzz.
So,
yeah, and that was the last one that was there on Saturday, or on Friday.
Got the last ones, people.
On Friday.
Mine.
For my bestie. My bestie for my bestie. And then I went a little, not crazy in her booth, but I had some fun in her booth. I don't know if you knew this, but her Punky Brewster colorway is now Ponky Brewster. How fun is that? Cute. Yeah. She said when she first got started, she thought people would like laugh at her, like if she had the name that instead of Punky Ponky. But yeah, absolutely in love with it. No idea what it's going to become. Probably something fantastic. It's strong socks, so it's got nylon in it. Love it, Sarah. And then the tag fell off on this, and I like searched the hotel room high and low. I think it must have fallen off at the marketplace. But this is her worsted weight base, and it's the little green men or little alien men, or it's a very nice green brown or green gray, darker grays. I think it would make some really good seamless Salomas. Yeah. Cool. Or something for my husband, or something for me, because it's fantastic and squishy and fantastic. Let's see. Yes. What else? Where else did I go? I went to the Miss Babs booth, and this is her new Tarte base, which is the 75% merino, 15% nylon, 10% tencel, and I just love the sheen and the shine that the tencel gives it. feels very similar to like, I don't know what it feels like. It feels like it might have a little bit of silk content, but I think the Tencel takes the colors deeper than silk does.
I can see that.
And it's just a taste.
Okay.
I was very tempted to buy a sweaters quantity, but I continue to repeat.
The babette.
I know. I can't. I wouldn't have bought it in that colorway, but
Okay.
the base.
The base,
in a sweaters quantity. But I kept repeating my sweaters quantity number in my head to myself throughout time. I still ended up with sweaters quantity, but I continued to repeat it in my head. Like, no, you cannot. No, you cannot. But yes, this will make a beautiful. I think it's going to have to be like a shawl. Shawl scarf.
Yeah. Got lots of yardage.
Yeah, so that is 500 yards of a fingering weight yarn. Miss Babs, I got to meet Miss Babs.
There you go.
Which was awesome.
I've never
because
met Miss Babs.
yeah, they retailed, or they sold it last year when we were in Nashville, and I told her that. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't get to see you last year, and she was like, well, we were there. And I was like, but you weren't there. Like, your company was there, but you weren't. And she's fantastic. Has the best smile and great laugh, and everybody was really had a lot of fun and was at ease in her booth. I went to, and I don't know if I've got the card. I don't think I do. Of the company. I'm sorry. That Miss Claudia of Claudia Hand Paints was in their booth. And this is linen lace in the lichen colorway. The linen lace is, I believe it was 100% linen.
Feels like that.
Yeah. 100 grams is 504 yards. So this will be some sort of tee, not long sleeve. I purposely didn't buy enough to make long sleeves. So some sort of short sleeve top. But I really liked the colorway. I think it'll, even though it's very highly variegated, I think it'll look nice in a top. Cool. Yes. So I've got 1,000 yards of that. And yes, she was fantastic. Claudia was. We got to see her briefly.
Yarn Over.
At Yarn Over. Yep. I knew that I was going to do this, and then I forgot to get you one. My Sunbelly got new.
I didn't get one?
I didn't get you one. I'm sorry. I meant to go back. I meant to go back and get one for you, but yeah.
Mine have been disappearing left and right on me recently. My silly tape measure. Where have you all gone to?
But it's got a keychain, so that's kind of handy. Handy dandy. She also previewed a new base there. This is 100% BFL in a DK weight, 230 yards per skein. It's superwash BFL, by the way, and this is the Sangria colorway. I don't know if the red is going to show up. It's kind of, it changes in the color, or in the light. So when I got it, it looked like a very dark, deep, almost closer to tomato red, but here it's looking more like a sangria, a winey red.
Yeah, and I'm almost thinking like a chestnutty cherry brown wood, like a cherry wood.
Yep. When it's close to this, it does look a little different than over here. But yes. Love my BFL, and love my BFL. I was thinking I said BFF, and also love my Sun Valley fibers.
Okay. So is that's not for your sweater?
Nope, it isn't. What else did I get? I won as part of the, at Stitches there is there's a student banquet where they have a fashion show, and then there was also a fashion show, and the fashion show was like high fashion. Like there were things that I would not wear in there, but like some trends I spotted in the fashion show. Lots of holding yarns double, like totally different colored yarns double, and like doing lots of fun stuff with, it can be worn like this, or it can be worn like this, or it can be worn like this. What else did I notice? Lots of bright colors, lots of neons in the fashion show. I don't know if I'll be rocking that either. But anyway, the student banquet, they gave the teachers these fabulous bags, and then so they each got one, like full of stuff. And then the table, we did like a little, like almost like what we used to play at Christmas. The dice rolling game, like grab this out of the bag and hand it to people to the left, except there wasn't like that was just the one you got. There was no stealing or whatever. But anyway, I got a Haya little, sampler kit. So I got some size 3 DPNs and a 9 fixed circular. Sorry, this is what I went out. And 5. I guess I could just open it up.
Oh, there you go.
Heyo, simple simplicity. I got some stitch markers.
Oh, puppy snips.
Puppy snips.
Or kitty snips. These are kitty snips.
Oh, what's the difference?
You have kitty head on top. It's a puppy head.
Some needle grips. Interchangeable cable. And interchangeable needles. Ooh, those are real little. Look at how short that needle is. And then the things I talked about in a very pretty purple bag.
Okay.
Cool. And that was just for going to I met Franklin Habit at the student banquet. And he is a very nice guy. It was kind of loud. We were sitting next to a speaker, and I think that might have been why the table with him at it didn't fill up immediately. It was a little loud. But come to find out, his significant other is from Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, his husband is from Rochester, Minnesota. So he saw it on my name tag, and he was like, "You're from Rochester, Minnesota?" And his husband not only is from Rochester, Minnesota, but went to the school that is like literally like
across the street,
right here. Like I can see it out the window, and where my children go. So that's pretty cool. Cool. Yeah. Small world.
Right.
I know Franklin Habit, who knows someone that went across the street. Yeah. Cool beans. What else? Okay. Here's where the trouble began. So Neighborhood Fiber Company was not there, but Neighborhood Fiber Company is sold by this. What is is it Windy Nitty?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Goodness.
Sounds right.
And I ended up with one of their display hooks.
Oh.
Windy Nitty.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Windy Nitty, Chicago. That makes sense. And so I got their studio worsted, Windy Nitty, in the Palisades colorway. And oh my goodness, the put up on these skeins is 400 yards per skein, 8 ounces of worsted, 100% superwash merino. So I got 3 of them, so I will have enough to do something significant. But the coloring is so layered. Like I feel like there's just a depth in the layering. Like it's almost palpable. Like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So yeah, we unskeined all of these and looked at all of the insides. But the Neighborhood Fiber Company was a very generous sponsor of our retreat, and so I'm indirectly sponsoring them as well, because they weren't at Stitches to buy from directly, but they had a wall. This Windy Nitty had a wall of.
Oh wow! I don't think I could have walked away from a wall of this.
No.
There's no way.
Like every color in the rainbow. Like there was a blue and a green, and I had to stand there with them on my shoulder and like, okay, now which one looks good with my coloring, because I want them both, but I can't have them both.
Hemming and hawing.
Yep.
Right? Probably looking at Stash to see like how many blues versus greens do I have.
Got this wonderful, bag as well for my purchase level, 3 skeins, and thanks to all the ladies that helped me out on that store. And then last, I think these are going to be the next big thing. They're going to be the next big thing for me anyway.
Oh wow, you got a lot of
I did get a lot of them. Amy's like, you only got me 1. So Jewel is the company name, JULdesigns.com. and you can go out to their website, but you can't buy from them. So I had heard of them, I'd seen them in blog posts, but I had never seen them in person, and you can't buy them on their website. So I got it through this Knitters Mercantile. knittersmercantile.com, www.knittersmercantile.com. And they had so many of these. They also had the buttons that you could buy, which are very similar to the pieces that interlock here, at a very reasonable price. And I don't know if they do, I think they do online sales. They said that in the very least you could call them. But so cool. I want to use these, and I am currently using part of one here on my shawl. You probably can't see it, but it unscrews, and you can use, you know, it screws right through the knitwear, which is the cool part to me. So it's not going to fall off. You know, I don't have to worry about the knitwear falling off, and I don't have to worry about the hardware falling off, and the hardware isn't all that heavy. So they had a shawl there that they had it on, and I tried it on, and I didn't really notice. The leather is all saddle grade leather, she said. And a lot of the pieces can be worn multiple ways.
Right.
So like this with, you know, the buttons, I had just one of the buttons holding it on. I can also do like leave these two things in place and just use the shawl pin to hold them together. Can be used as a sweater enclosure. So like on here, instead of putting that buttonhole, I could have done an afterthought button and screwed it through the place where the hole would have been, and just had it held together there. And then that one, you can use the you know, the big end, the little end, you can flip it around such that that's visible or not visible. It's just so many different ways to use it. And I'm all about utilitarianism. And this is one that would be more of a, I mean, they had it on shawls, but I think of it more as a sweater enclosure. So again, you screw it through. And it, I mean, sewing and cutting off and putting on another button isn't really all that labor intensive. But this really takes the work out of it, right? I mean, I could take this off and put it on a different sweater if I wanted. I could say, oh, I didn't like where that button was placed, and put it on in a different place. They're just so cool. So I hope you like the one that I picked out for you. There's many different options.
Yep. I got one that looks like this.
The S.
And it's
more of a red?
Brown. Regular brown.
Yep.
Just a deep, rich brown.
So, and the saddle leather is a little stiff right now. So,
yeah.
And she also pointed out that because it's leather, there is going to get a little bit of a patina on it. So as you use it, it'll get a little bit of a patina on it. That is cool. So I think these are the next big thing, in the very least for me, as far as like shawls. I haven't been wearing my shawls very much recently, to be honest with you. Just because they fall off, or I can't. I have an okay shawl pin. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a sweater that I was looking for, a sweater closure, and I was thinking of the old-fashioned kind that, you know, you'd see in the 50s. That have the chain between them, and I tried a seller on Etsy, and it got to me, and I'm just writing it off as a failed experiment. She had used earring clips, you know, that go on your ears. There's not enough pressure to hold a sweater together when, you know, like the things that clip to your ears aren't being pulled on.
Yep.
Right? So it would, you know, you'd get it all situated, you liked it, and it worked pretty good as long as your sweater was really thick. If it was a thinner sweater, it wasn't working at all. But the thicker sweater, and then, you know, you go to reach for something, you know, they just pop off, and you're like, okay, this is a waste of money. And so there were other kinds where they just had a stick pin, and you put a stick back on it, but then I just thought, okay, I don't really like that solution either, because the you imagine the thinness of where that pressure point is coming from on your knits. So like I was like, oh, I'm totally trying that the next time I have my sweater that won't stay closed that is annoying me.
Yes, I think that to have something that works as a sweater enclosure and a shawl, and I guess this is just more my aesthetic.
Yeah, that too.
Like it's less like sharp edges and metal, and more like kind of, I don't know. It's leather. That's what it is. I wouldn't say that I'm overly a leather person. Anyway, Stitches was fantastic. I didn't pull a fast one, but I walked into the Twisted Fiber Arts booth and I was like, I am specifically here to see that Megan Williams' sock pattern. And the gal was just like, okay, here, let me show you it. And I was like, and by the way, I'm Megan Williams, because all of our dealings had been online. And I don't think I was even dealing with her. I think I was dealing with her counterpart. So yeah, it was kind of funny. It was. She got a good laugh out of it, and it was kind of surreal to see it knit up really well in that Twisted Fiber Arts, because it wasn't delineated like equal parts lines. It was kind of a thick line and a thin line, and then a thick line. Like it just really was like, and that was my partying up and getting down socks was available in their booth. So that was exciting. Had a lot of fun with the Chicago gals and Jeanette and Jenny and Corey. And the podcaster meetup was fun.
Oh yeah.
We kind of were like, well, a lot of video podcasters couldn't be there on Friday, so we kind of said, well, we'll do another one on Saturday. And I think there was a little bit of confusion about whether one was an official one or whatever. I don't know. But there were a lot of podcasters. In the very least, there was an equal number of podcasters and people there to meet the podcasters. I don't know if we outnumbered. We might have outnumbered. But got to meet Amy Beth and Joanna Spring and saw Lala and met Malia Rhymes with Maria and the Proverbial Knitter. I got to see Paula briefly. She was wearing her her new design, the Lullaby shawl, on Friday. She wasn't there on Saturday. Knitting Blooms. Sorry.
And it's Tina.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of her on Instagram with somebody.
And that is the right person. I'm just naming off names of podcasters at this point, I think. I'm sorry, Tina. He's coming over to say hello. Who else was there? Am I forgetting somebody? I got to briefly meet Benjamin Levisay, the CEO of XRX, the person who puts on, and he also has a podcast. I can't remember what the audio podcast is called. And I just started something hooligan, Fiber Hooligan.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm not remembering. I'm probably leaving somebody out glaringly. Are you trying to tie yourself in knots in my self-driving yarn? Do you see this?
Yeah, he's got his legs in it.
Maximus. Okay. Anyway, we've blathered on quite a bit. This was a longer episode with all of my enabling.
Right. Got anything else to say?
I do not.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.